Hey friends, this is Jennifer Terri and welcome to another Philippine Travel Update. Today is June 22. It's my third day of quarantine. Anyone who is quarantining there, laban lang. Today's update po with regards to travel in the Philippines, we'll talk about that talk to the people of the president with regards to shortening the quarantine or retaining the protocol, the current protocol, the Cebu update. We'll talk about also the proposal of Senator Gordon, and we'll also touch about the 7 countries ban. Alright, so let's start with the talk to the people of the president. So the president had his top speech last night. I shared some important or highlights of that talk to the people in my on YouTube, guys, if you have watched that. But I didn't include this part. The president in his speech said he would want to allocate the still unused funds from the Bayanihan to recover as one, or Bayanihan 2 to be allocated for the quarantine expenses of every returning overseas Filipino. Ibig sabihin ba, mga non-OFWs ay malilibre din sa quarantine? Kasi the president said, every returning overseas Filipino. So it includes non-OFWs. So he said, I am ordering now everybody, including the government units, i-hotel nila o anuman, babayaran ng national government yan as to when there is money, and we will do it as fast as we can. The president ordered the DSWD and the DILG to hasten the process. And also, in Governor GWEN's live today, she also thanked the president, acknowledging what the president said, that even non-OFWs returning overseas Filipinos, the government will also pay for their quarantine cost, hotel, and swab.
For this, allow me to thank again the president for announcing last night that the ROFs, aside from the OFWs, will not need to pay the hotels, since this will be answered for by the national government.
Pero guys, ang masasabi ko lang, do not take the president's word by word. Kasi minsan may mga sinasabi siya na hindi naman natutupad, or parang I think sometimes he's confused minsan. Kung matutuloy man na malibre na yung mga non-OFWs, like, we'd really welcome it. Magsasaya talaga tayo. We will, oh my gosh, we will thank the government. Papalakpakan natin sila kung mangyari yan. Pero mga non-OFWs, wag na lang po tayong umasa, wag po tayong mag-expect. Let's hope but don't expect. Now let's go to Cebu topic. So it's still connected to the talk to the people of the president, no? So earlier nga, last June 21, last Monday, Cebu lawyers challenged the IATF in court. Well, the president has responded to that. The president warned the judiciary that he will not obey any order to stop the implementation of IATF arrival protocols in Cebu. A lawyer by profession, the president said he respects the judiciary and assures that he will follow any court orders, but not during a national emergency such as coronavirus pandemic. And at this time of national emergency, I would just like to inform the court that I will not follow them. I will insist on what is necessary to protect the people. So yan po ang statement ng president. And I showed the video, guys, of the president and the IATF experts talking about the quarantine protocols. Could it be shortened or should it be maintained? It was very, very clear po. Yung medical experts ng IATF ay talagang strongly border control. Yun yung terms nila. Border control should be implemented, tight border control. So, there is no way po na mapa-shorten yung quarantine period. Our only hope is that agara na, maghanap na sila ng verification para sa fully vaccinated abroad. Yun po yung hinihintay natin. So sa mga hindi po vaccinated, to those who are not vaccinated, your quarantine will be 10 days. It will not be shortened. That is very clear. Now, the president was very clear. He cannot tolerate Cebu's protocol, and he will not allow any LGU to have a different protocol from the national government. So he asked the Department of Interior and Local Government, DILG po, to deal with Governor GWEN, adding that there is a way to compel obedience. That's a very strong statement. To compel obedience. There are mechanics. After this, Cebu nga insisted on implementing its own arrival protocols. So it's like Governor GWEN's fate is left on to DILG's hands, and we know that Secretary Anyo and Governor GWEN are not so much in good terms, no? We heard it from her previous briefings from Ms. GWEN. But you know what's keeping them together? They are the same political party. Yan, guys. Siyempre, lalo na eleksyon, they need each other. So let's see what will happen, because interestingly, Governor GWEN's briefing today, she said she would still implement the Cebu protocol swab test upon arrival, 2 to 3 days hotel quarantine for Cebu residents. And in deference to the president, she withdraws the EO number 23 that reminded and warned government agencies and stakeholders here to follow the provincial ordinance swab test upon arrival. So remember the other day, she filed that EO 23 in which she warned mga hotels at iba't ibang agencies na kung hindi kayo mag-follow sa swab test upon arrival, you could face administrative charges, criminal charges. So kawawa din yung mga agencies, no? I mean, they're just caught in between the national government's order and then this provincial ordinance. I personally don't agree with that EO 23 of Ms. GWEN, guys. I don't think that was fair for the agencies naman. Parang inipit din sila doon. So, glad that she withdrew that, but question, talaga bang swab test upon arrival? And then Ms. GWEN is still keen, or she's still looking forward for that scheduled meeting with DUTERTE and the IATF medical experts, which is to happen on June 28. But will it be really followed? Because if you ask the Department of Health Region 7, they said today in a statement that they will be following the orders of the President. According to Dr. Jamie Bernadas of DOH Region 7, we are a national government agency, and as such, we are bound to follow the orders by the Chief Executive. True, guys, they have shown their support with the Cebu protocols, but in times like this, when the order comes from the President, they have to follow. So he said, this doctor said that implementing the swab upon arrival rule for international arrivals in Cebu Airport now lies in the hands of health officials from the provincial government. Wala na pong magagawa ang DOH Region 7. With regards to the Bureau of Quarantine in Cebu, Dr. Terence Anthony Bermejo said the IATF's quarantine protocol will be followed. 10 days po ang gagawin ng BOQ. And remember, ang BOQ ang magbibigay ng inyong BOQ certificate. Kung sila ay magko-comply sa IATF protocol, wala kayong choice. Wala talaga. Talagang magti-10 days. Opo. Because the provincial government cannot issue BOQ certificates. So it's going to be very interesting na what to happen tomorrow. Will the DILG act on the order of the President to handle Ms. GWEN since she's refusing to follow the IATF protocol? Now let's talk about the ban on 7 countries. So yesterday, 4 more Delta variant cases were reported in the Philippines. And all of these cases come from returning Filipinos from South Korea and Saudi Arabia. There are Filipinos from South Korea, Korea-based ship, MB Eastern Hope. So mga ano naman to, seafarers po ito. While 2 have completed isolation while 1 is in the hospital. The 4th case comes from on Saudi Arabia, May 24, and was tagged as recovered. So, yun po. So, the good thing naman ay they are isolated cases. Means they were catched at the hotel pa. These cases were catched at the hotel, not in the community. So, that is good baka. Kasi kung magkaroon na po ng local transmission itong Delta variant, naku po, mas malaking problema po iyon sa Pilipinas at sa atin din po. Baka magkaroon na naman mga ban-ban. Kaya, talagang pinupurso nila itong 10 days quarantine dahil po sa variants. So, this pandemic talagang matagal pa siguro to guys hanggat yung vaccination natin ay very slow. Kasi, this is the nature of the viruses, sabi ng mga medical experts. Something will come up again. Something deadlier. It's the nature. So, kung ngayon may Delta variant, baka next month may anong variant na naman. Hindi ko alam. Because that yung variants, new Delta variants ay nahanap sa kababayan natin, travelers coming from South Korea and Saudi Arabia. People may be worried. Masasama ba sila sa ban? Mahirap sabihin. Kasi yun nga yung history na may dalawa lang nahanap. Seaman pa. Binana ang whole country. Yung Oman at UAE. So, possible po yung mangyari dahil kung babalikan natin ang IATF Resolution 112 that was issued last April 27, this IATF resolution, ito po yung basis ng ban sa India. Okay? But in that resolution, in this paragraph, it says, restrictions as to travelers coming from other countries that report the new strain may be imposed by the Office of the President upon the joint recommendation of the DOH and the DFA. So, possible po kung magdagdag pa sila ng countries, but hopefully wag na po dahil mismong World Health Organization ang nagsabi that this Delta variant is becoming a dominant variant in the whole world. More than 80 countries have reported cases of Delta variant. So, hindi lang sa itong bansa, sa 7 bansa nakikita ang Delta variant. Majority of countries na po. Saka yung hindi ko talaga naintindihan bakit kailangang iban. We have health protocols in place. And it came from their mouth na 99.7 effective yung 10 days quarantine daw. So why can't our own people from the 7 countries follow that protocol or even make it 14 days quarantine sa hotel? The important thing here is makauwi sila. I don't really understand bakit hindi yan naiisip ng DOH, ng IATF. Gawin yung stringent, tighter, ang quarantine rules. Basta makauwi lang sila kasi yung total ban talaga ay mali talaga yan. Sariling kababayan natin yan. Sariling bahay nila ang Pilipinas. Tapos pinagsasabihin yung huwag kayong pumasok. Nilapastangan niyo po yung karapatan nila. Now, with regards to Senator Gordon's proposal, here is his letter. The National Task Force, which is a member of the IATF, has received his request. So remember that Senator Gordon requested for a shorter quarantine for fully vaccinated travelers. He also appealed for the entry of fully vaccinated foreign tourists. And today, the National Task Force has endorsed his request to the IATF. It says here, kindly be informed that your recommendation to place the dependents of healthcare workers under A1 have been approved. And also, we wish to notify you that the recommendations that you have put forward concerning protocols for overseas Filipinos and foreign tourists arriving to the country has been formally endorsed to the IATF for consideration in accordance with existing laws, rules, and regulations. With sign of Secretary Carlito G. Galvez. And he is the chief implementer, guys, of the National Task Force against COVID-19. So, yun po. So, remember that Senator Gordon's recommendation for the protocol is home quarantine for 7 days, still get tested on the 7th day, but it's home quarantine at least. I know you prefer no quarantine, pero yun yung recommendation. But still, we would welcome it because if people can home quarantine, then they could increase the travel capacity. Face shield again is required. So there was a lot of confusion with that, no? Kasi sabi hindi na daw required, sa hospital na lang, and then ngayon required na naman. And then these doctors pa of the IATF cited international study from India. But you might ask, so India to, bakit yung India hindi nagre-require ng face shield? Tsaka yung setting ng kanilang international studies, this is in a hospital setting. Don't you have a study? Yung sa day-to-day normal life po, or effectiveness of face shield. Kasi itong cited studies nyo, this applies to hospital setting. So that is what's going on for the Philippines travel, guys. No change for now. The Cebu protocol and the Governor GWEN's fate is very interesting, no? So let's see what will happen next. How will the DILG react based on the announcement of Governor GWEN, that she will still implement the Cebu upon arrival swab test upon arrival policy. So that will be interesting. So this is the update for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and ingat po kayo and God bless. If you have any questions, comment down below, and I will see you again sa next update. God bless and bye!